When you come to Thailand and you want to ride a car or a motorbike, you should know and follow Thai traffic rules. In this video, I will tell if you can use your national driver's license in Thailand or not, how quickly you can get a local Thai license, and important information about traffic fines and how to avoid them. In Thailand, driving is on the left-hand side of the road. If your home country is different, it can be tricky to adjust. When I moved to Thailand in 2007, I once mistakenly drove into the oncoming lane at an intersection. I managed to avoid a collision but fell down. It was a scary experience. Take your time, look around and use your mirrors frequently, and remember to stay on the left. One interesting and useful aspect of driving in Thailand is that left turns are almost always allowed at intersections with traffic lights. This can save a lot of time. In Thailand, not everyone strictly follows all the traffic rules. However, the rules are remembered very quickly when the police are nearby or a traffic accident occurs. If you violate traffic rules and cause an accident, you'll be held responsible for the other party's expenses, including repairs and medical treatment. These costs can be very high, so even though there aren't many police on the roads and speed cameras are rare, it's best to follow the rules for your own safety. I've heard they sometimes use handheld radar guns to catch speeders, but I haven't seen this in the last 15 years. The most common reasons people get fined are driving without a helmet, parking in the wrong place, driving without a license, having unpaid vehicle tax, and driving under influence of alcohol. Drunk driving is especially dangerous in Thailand. Besides the obvious risks for your health and safety, getting caught by the police can be very expensive. They often conduct alcohol checks, sometimes setting up special checkpoints. In Patong, police sometimes catch drunk drivers late at night when people are leaving bars. The official fine for drunk driving is 20,000 baht, but it's not just a fine. You'll have to go through the court system. This means being detained at the police station, possibly until your trial. If you're caught on a Friday, you must have to stay there until Monday because the courts are closed on weekends. If you're a tourist with a flight the next day, you'll miss it. Therefore, it's better to try to negotiate on the spot if you're caught drunk driving. You might be able to pay 5,000, 10,000 or even the full 20,000 baht to avoid being taken to the station. Once you are at the police station, bribes won't help you to avoid a trial. Fines for sober drivers have recently increased. Previously, fines ranged from 300 to 500 baht, but now they can be as high as 10,000 baht. Sounds insanely high, right? However, the usual fine is just 1,000 baht. Violations can also add up. For example, if you're caught without a helmet and without a license, the fine will be 2,000 baht. Not many people know that if you get a receipt for a fine for driving without a license, you can drive for 7 days without being fined again. Just show the police the receipt. So if you get fined, ask for an official receipt. Sometimes they might tell you to go to the police station to get one, and they might not let you take your vehicle. If the station is far away, you will have to take a taxi. In such cases, it might be easier to pay the fine on the spot without any paperwork, especially if you're in a hurry. Over time, you'll learn where and when the police usually set up checkpoints, so you can avoid them. Wearing a helmet is a basic safety requirement that shouldn't be ignored. In my first serious accident, I should have died if I hadn't been wearing a helmet. I hit the road with my head at full speed several times, but I survived. After that accident, I could only ride this bike for a while. Remember, both the driver and passenger must wear helmets. When it comes to parking, pay attention to the markings on the curb. If they are red and white stripes, you can't park there. On some streets, parking is allowed on one side of the street one day and the other side the next day. There are signs indicating this, but usually all the bikes are parked on one side, which is likely the safe side to park on. In places where parking rules are often violated, the police might chain motorcycles and attach a fine. You'll have to go to the police station with the fine notice to pay before they'll remove the chain. Now let's talk about driver's license. As a tourist, you might be able to get by with your license from your home country. However, if a police officer suspects you've been in Thailand for a long time or simply in a bad mood, they might ask to see your International Driving Permit (IDP) as well. To avoid any problems, I recommend getting an IDP before coming to Thailand or obtaining one at the Department of the Land Transport in Thailand. Make sure the driving category on your license is correct and matches the category on your national license. If the police notice a discrepancy, you'll be fined. If you plan to stay in Thailand for a long time and don't have an IDP with the required category, you can get a local Thai license. This license is also valid with other ASEAN countries, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar. I got my Thai driver's license about 8 years ago. Back then, you could only apply for exam through driving school. I took a 2-day course and passed the exam at the school. To speed up process, I enrolled in a Thai language class, and I was the only foreigner there. My exam was also in Thai. Miraculously, I answered all 50 questions on the computer correctly. During the driving test, I don't think they even looked at me as I navigated the course, which included obstacles like curves, narrow paths, uphill and downhill sections. Afterwards, I went to the Department of Land Transport in Phuket Town with all my documents and quickly got my license. Initially, it's issued for 2 years, but it can be easily renewed. If you have a valid long-term visa, you can renew it for 5 years, which is what I did right before the pandemic when I still had a work visa. You can even get a Thai driver's license without taking exams, but it's relatively expensive. If you are willing to pay 9,000 baht for a motorbike license or 11,000 baht for a car license, I can help you with that. My contacts in the description. Of course, there are much cheaper options available. The cheapest option is to sign up for the exam at the Department of Land Transport without going through a driving school. The license itself only costs 100 to 200 baht. However, in Phuket, there is a long waiting list, and you might have to wait 3 to 4 months for the exam. Driving schools have priority, so you can speed up the process by going through them. Foreigners usually pay 1,500 baht for a motorbike license course and exam, and around 6,000 baht for a car license. Even at this school, there are no immediate openings, and you might have to wait a month or two for training and exams, and then another month to get your license. Another school, which is less popular, claims the entire process takes less than a month. Alternatively, you can take the exam in another province. Phuket has a long queue, but in Phang or Krabi, there's practically no wait. The third school even offers assistance with the exam. A trip to another province will take most of the day, but you can get the license in Phuket a week later. To get a license, you'll need photocopies of your passport, visa pages with an arrival stamp, a certificate of residence, which you can get from the immigration office for 300 baht, and a medical certificate stating that you're in good health. You can get the medical certificate at any clinic, just tell them you need it for a driver's license. It costs between 100 and 500 baht. If you want licenses for both a motorbike and a car, you'll need 2 sets of documents. If you are missing any documents, the woman in the entrance of the Department of Land Transport will let you know. They take a picture there, so dress appropriately. Shoulders must be covered. Please respect local rules and follow the official dress code for government organizations. If you're not in a hurry and don't want to pay extra, consider one of the options I've mentioned. You might prefer studying and taking exam at the school, as I did, or you contact me for assistance. See the description for contact information. I can also help you get a 1-year student visa at the best price in Phuket. Again, the Thai driver's license is only useful if you are staying in Thailand for a long time. If you're just visiting for a couple of weeks, it's not worth the hassle. If you get caught without a license, ask for a receipt and you can drive for 7 days without any issues. Wearing a full-face helmet may also help. This will distinguish you from typical tourists who rent a bike, and the police may not stop you at all. They often let me go without checking when I just say hello to them in Thai. And don't forget to smile. You won't get far in Thailand without a smile. If you don't know how, where and for how much to rent a motorbike and whether you need it or not and how it can be dangerous, make sure to watch this video that has now appeared on the screen. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I kindly ask you to support this channel by pressing the like button, commenting and subscribing for more content like this. Be cautious and careful on the roads of Thailand. Take care of yourself.